All right, we're going to practice taking the square root of a polynomial. So this is just kind of going back and re-practicing the idea of taking square roots. So a square root of a polynomial is the number and or variables that is multiplied by itself to result in the given square. So just keep that in mind. You know, if I'm thinking of 9, well, 3 times 3 got me 9. So the square root of 9 is 3. So we can do the same thing with a variable. If I have x squared, well, the only way to get there is x times x. So the square root of x squared is x. Okay, so we're going to take the square root of 64 and x squared. So basically, I'm just showing you down here, I'm going to break down 64 with the square root, and then we're going to break down the square root for x to the 6th power. So with this one, the square root of 64 is 8 because 8 times 8 got me 64. So remember, I'm looking for what number did I multiply by itself? I multiplied 8 by itself. So 8 is the square root. And then for x to the 6th power, well, if I'm looking at this, if I break it into 2's, it's going to be x squared, and x squared. So I had 3 of them. And remember, each one of these, the square root is x, the square root of x, the square root is x. So that means I have x to the 3rd power. And another trick you can use there is just what is the exponent? And then you can divide that by 2. So I can say 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So that means that my new exponent will be 3 when I take it out of the square root sign. If it wasn't even, then it means that there'd be one left over or left underneath the square root sign. So with this one, our end product, sorry, it's up here before I move to the next screen, is 8x cubed. So everything was able to come out of the square root sign because everything had a square, or everything was a square. So let's look at the next one. We have 81 w to the 14th, and we're going to, again, take the square root of each one. So the square root of 81 is 9, because 9 times 9 got me 81. And then for w14, I can do that same thing with the 2's, right? So I can show you how many w squareds I have, or I can simply just take 14 divided by 2 and get 7, and that's going to be what I can take out of the square root. So it's going to be 9w to the 7th power. All right, so that's the basic idea of taking the square root of a polynomial. I hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next video.